Hate this movie, love it, I don't care. The Boy came out in 2016, so 10 years ago, by the way. The movie runs at an hour and 37 minutes long, PG-13 rating, of course. Has a 6.0 on IMDb. This movie is directed by William Brent Bell, and writer is Stacey Meaner. Both of them also did the same thing for the sequel. Movie stars Robert Evans, James Russell, and Lauren Cohan. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that name right. I remember when I was younger, I actually liked this movie. I don't know what I was thinking. It's not a bad film. There's some highlighted moments in there, and there's also some questionable moments, and then the sequel just ruins a lot of that moment from the first film. So I think they should have just left it as a standalone movie, and then I would have probably liked it a little bit more. But they made the sequel, and I questioned this film a lot more. This time, when you was watching these horror movies around that 2015 to 2020, these movies in the horror, most of them, like the filler, I call them filler horror. This is where, in my opinion, where we got a lot of them. The Ring, The Boy, The Grudge remake, The Ring remake, like I said, The Bye Bye Man, Countdown, what that Wish movie. Just a lot of these movies just have the same plot where there's a way to beat this, and then they look it up on the internet. There's always a way to beat them. They're not the first victim. There was a previous victim that they just search up and they get there. If this video does good, I will cover the movie I do not like the most out of this era, The Forest. That movie is just not good. I'm sorry for those filmmaking. Filmmaking is hard, believe it or not. That movie has some redeemable moments in there. Don't get me wrong. Each film has a good moment, or just have something cool. Like, even if it's a bad movie or movie that you don't like, there's always going to be something cool about the film. Like, whether that be a shot, a scene, idea, or the writing at one scene, the dialogue, the acting, it don't matter. There's always going to be a quality moment in a movie, believe it or not, for me at least. Like, rather that be, like I said, cinematography or something like that. But anyways, appreciate about this film is a lot of the sides of this movie were just so clean and just organized. Budget for a movie to look it up off of. So once again, it says it's estimated around $10 million of budget, but who knows. But the movie grossed worldwide $73+ million, which is really good for a PG-13 horror movie. So it kind of, yeah. And it opened back, it's the same amount of money that it cost to make, $10 million. Assuming a story's message for this movie, just do whatever you're told to do or do your job. You know, she doesn't do her job until she fucks around and finds out. I'll say this, the house is incredible, and I think it takes time to like map out an area, like especially in this house, to figure out some shots, and that's where I think the shots are good at. The shots were like so in line with this film. I think the color matching and color grading was just great in this film. This movie has questionable jump scares, like very questionable jump scares, I mean it, but they're better than the second one. This movie doesn't really have to rely on CGI and stuff like that like the second one. We all know that Brahms, the doll, and it's what makes this movie like a mystery is they keep it like haunted or something. And that's what we like. It's like, oh, and then that little twist at the end kinda was cool. And then the sequel wants to go fuck that up. Fuck you, Brahms 2, or whatever that shit's called. And then when you watch it at the end, you're like, this guy has to have the most confidence of all time. Or he's just, the same thing, conky. He might be the most conkiest person of all time. Because this scene right here, makes no sense. This is what I mean. His cocky level is on the highest of the high. He goes, turns his... Where is he hiding? In the fridge? Under the fridge? I don't know how he would get under the fridge. Is he behind the fridge? I don't know. Or was he just so cocky he was just in the open, moved the doll? Because there's no way in fuck... Like, he's just so... This movie literally makes no sense. But I think that's where the good point about casual viewers is just they don't give a fuck. Is somebody behind the walls? We just watch it just like, that makes no fucking sense. But yeah, he moves through the walls and he moves the doll in positions. He might be the Flash. That's how fast he moves. Movie opens up to a creepy pervert Uber driver, technically, I guess, fuck off. And he's just staring at her. She gets into the house. The main character is Greta Evans, but we're going to call her Evans. She's played by Lauren Cohan. And then she gets introduced by like the family, the mom and dad. I think I can say that, but in the sequel, that makes it just wants to screw off your head and stuff like that. So I'm just going to say right now, it's the mother. There's a guy named Malcolm. in the middle. So who he comes in, he's a saver, a love interest, I guess. Fuck off. They give her a list of things that she needs to do, satisfy our boy Brahms. She needs to follow. She meets Brahms and she laughs at it. I would have done the same fucking thing. I would have laughed towards at the parents. But money's money. I don't really gotta watch anybody. Yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and get that out of the way because we all seen this movie, right? Hopefully. The parents are going on a swim trip, you can say. And to say they don't know how to swim on purpose. Got it? Got it. Because YouTube's sensitive, I'm not going to say the word. If you know, you know. If you don't, just say what happens when you can't swim and you can't hold your breath for that long, but you do that on purpose. Nights go off, creepy nights happen. When she's showering, her things come missing by Brahms the stalker. The attic comes open another night, and she's like, okay, something's bad happening, obviously. This movie's strong point of the movie is just time wasting. But the doll himself isn't creepy because it's under the horror movie. I think we just look at it, dolls as just creepy when they're under the title horror. I don't know. I might be delusional. Like, we just look at it like dolls like, him, Slappy, this fucking doll, and that doll. We kind of look at them like, oh shit. I mean, this doll right here, yeah. If I come face to face with that one, yeah, gone, burning. Whose fingers are like that? She gets locked up in the attic, and her love interest, Malcolm in the middle, knocks on the door just to stop by and see how she's doing. And she's in the attic, and he can't hear her. But this is where the interesting thing is. You can hear at the end of the movie, he's at the front door. I get it's raining, right? But she's yelling top of her lungs, and she's banging on this wood thing that has a thing that you can see and hear out of. At the end of the movie, where her and her boyfriend, Cole, were fighting, he's sleeping in the car outside, and they're in the house, and she's yelling a little bit. Not that loud how she was yelling earlier in the attic, but he woke up from hearing it from the car while he's in sleep while they're in the house. Make that make fucking sense. I can't. Towards the middle of the movie, she's kind of starting like, oh, I really gotta follow these rules. These rules are fucking pathetic, but I get it. Brahms, you're just privileged, you little fuck. Okay? I get it. You're privileged. She follows it now, and she's like starting to grow a bond with him and fuck this guy. And at the end of the movie, towards the final act, her boyfriend comes over, and she starts a lot of problems. Brahms writes this thing, get out, something in blood, and that pisses him off. And then they start arguing, and that leads him smashing the doll's head. Brahms just gets mad, and he breaks through the window. Plot twist. And the thing right here, that when she's crawling through the walls, the parents basically sold her out because this is what he wanted. Brahms, the actual guy, that's what he wanted, is her or something like that. So they sacrificed her or just gave her up to him. Look at his fucking room. He's sleeping in the walls, for fuck's sake. But the thing that caused Brahms to hide like a little bitch is because he was burnt in a house fire. Shit. So I guess Jude and him have a lot in common from the sequel. Something bad happened to him in-house. Movie basically ends of Brahms. They kind of beating Brahms. She tricks him to stabbing him because she says, you're a good boy. And then she stabs him. Wow. He gets mad, bitch slaps her. Movie kind of ends of them winning, of course. Why not? And then Brahms basically, it's like, yeah, let me make a sequel. The Boy 2, or Brahms, whatever it's fucking called, is bad. Okay? And I don't mean it like, oh, it's bad and it's fun. No, this movie's bad. Whatever the first movie had said with that involvement, nah. Let's just scratch that off. Make a no variant of it in the sequel. That's what this movie is. Whatever, like I said, whatever it was spoken about in the first movie, and you watch this movie, it makes no sense at all. This movie came out 6 years ago, so 2020, sadly. The movie runs at an hour and 26 minutes long. Holy crap. And a PG-13 rating. It sits at a 4.7 on IMDb. I don't know how. The movie is directed by William Brent Bell and written by Stacey Meaner. The person that plays Lizzie, whatever you want to pronounce her name, the mother of the movie, she's played by Katie Holmes. She won a good award for this movie, for this role. Her winning the Razzies Award for this movie in 2021 for The Boy. And she also has incredible awards also, like the Best Supporting Actress and Batman Begins, one of the worst scripts of all time for her to read off of. This movie never stuck with me compared to the first film. And then when I rewatched the first film, I was like, yeah, I don't know why I liked it, but I see why I could have. Anything in this movie reminds me of something. The main character's name is Jude. And the way Jude finds Brahms, he has his arm in this position. Jude, coincidences. This movie has weird editing in CGI for the eyes of Brahms the doll. I hate every single bit of this. The music's just unsettlingly ugly. I don't know who approved of this scene. Christopher Convery, hopefully I'm pronouncing that name right, plays the main character Jude, and then you got the dad Sean. I'm not try to attempt pronouncing his name, Ralph, and then you got the typical cousins and stuff like that. At the end of the movie, there was, I think, an idea for a third film. I'm glad they didn't follow up through yet. Nothing has been announced for a third film. Leave it that way. I don't know why there was a sequel. This movie's budget was around $10 million. It says, I don't know how. Where did they use that money? I don't. But the movie grossed worldwide 20 million. There wasn't too much interviews in this movie that I was interested in, and then when there wasn't a lot at all. And well, yeah, I couldn't really find anything else when it comes to the behind the scenes for this movie. So, your mother comes home from a long day, husband, the father is gone like usual. Brahms is not Brahms. Jude is just hiding, scares the fuck out of her. And once again, the father's not there. Robbers break in. And after they break in, Jude sees his mom get knocked out. But before she gets knocked out, she puts a good fight between the robbers. So that traumatizes Jude, little fuck. And he goes silent mode. D&D. The mother wants to, move away, get out of this spot for a while. So they go around and find a place where they can calm down, reset their minds, and maybe permanently move there. They go there. It's right by the castle of a house of a mansion where the first film followed up. And it seemed like there wasn't any neighbors because we weren't aware in the first movie there was neighbors like that. But this movie seems like it's a neighborhood. They're walking around. They come across the mansion castle. Brahms is speaking to Jude, digs him up out of the dirt, and look at his arm position. Jude arm position. They meet Ralph's character, douchebag. He spits out later. It's kind of weird. The way he slurps back up his spit is I would have threw up on stage. And he's just kind of giving some useless information. I would say the only interesting thing about this movie is towards the end of the movie where there was information that really had nothing to do with the first film at all. And it seems like whatever we learned from the first film just went out the fucking window. And I'll tell that in a minute. But yeah, the movie is basically him just being quiet and him having the doll around. Since he got this doll, he's been acting different. And he does talk, but he only talks to the doll. And the mother hears that and she's saying, oh, he's finally talking again. But he's talking to the doll because the doll talks back. In the first film, right? How does he not get caught right here? I don't know how. She's just right in front of the dishes. If she turns around and sees the grown ass adult sized person moving the doll, he's like, nah, you got me. But in this one, he's possessed. So, right, during the couch scene, he runs, right? This is how I imagine him running if he got caught. Because we don't get to see how he runs. That would have been cool. They later down have dinner. Brahms is mad. Is this what rich people eat? I guess. I don't know why. He's mad. So when the mom walks out and the father walks out, Brahms throws a fit, and they blame it on my boy, Jude. And it wasn't him. Brahms has the same list that he had in the first film. Bullshit again. So I'll put up on the list right here. And I am sorry. If you telling me I cannot invite my own guest, especially my family in the house, I'm kicking you out. It's my house. I don't give a fuck what this privileged fuck says. No. Fuck you, Brahms. Just a little shit. Jude's cousins come over. One's a bully and one's a crush towards him, I think. I don't know. It's not incest at all. I'm just playing. It might be. I don't know. But they're teasing Jude, or the bully, the older cousin is teasing Jude because he's hanging out with a doll. And the little cousin is saying, stop it to her big bro. So she pulls a gun and shoots him. No, I'm just playing. He gets stabbed. He gets teased into letting go of a stick and he gets impaled by one. And the shakes, it's clearly not a camera going like shaking. It's editing and it's bad. It's just the camera or the editor saying, "Okay, fuck it, let's just do this." Instead of like the cinematographer just going like up and down, or the director telling, "Hey, can you do this?" At the end of the movie, when they're at the hospital, I don't know why the father of Jude is going along with the cousins to the hospital, but I think it's for plot reason, obviously. But Jude and his mother stays back and stuff like that. Jude runs off like a little fuck that he is. The mother follows up right behind 22 an hour later. A random guy, bystander guy, a civilian, tells him, yeah, you're staying at that area, aren't you? He was like, how'd you find out? Because you smell like a bitch. You smell rich. And he tells him these information that he's like, oh shit. Ralph kidnaps the mother. And this is where the spit scene comes in. She knocks out and she leaves and finds Jude in the house. And we learn from earlier, like I said, literally just cuts it off. Whatever information we get right here learns nothing. He had some sort of a thing that moves from dolls to dolls, something like that. It was so I hate it. So anything, and then later, early in the movie, if I see my son's drawings and it's him slashing me, I'm doing it first. You ain't killing me, bitch. I'm killing you first. Brahms just wants Jude to himself, as he usually does, because he's lonely. I see why you're fucking lonely. It's because you demand so much. So I'll be like, yeah, Brahms, keep Jude. Jude doesn't want to speak to me. Jude wants his answer right here. Take him. Fuck you. Take him. Father follows up right behind them. Jude scarcely speaks. Anything I see with him with this fucking mask, I want to slap. I want to turn off the film. The movie ends basically of the dad stinking up on Brahms with this human like. The first film he was glass. This film he's whatever. The movie ends. They move back to their regular apartment. Brahms never left technically. Jude wakes up in the this room. He goes to the closet and he picks up the Brahms mask. I know I didn't go in full detail like I usually do because I already had this video filmed, and I lost it in the recording section. So, days and weeks of effort for the first video went down the fucking drain. So that's why I didn't go into that in this video. But I hope you guys still enjoyed today's video. If you guys do, let me know what I should do next, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.